Kapa Hawaiian FM, 100.3, 99.1, online at kaparadio.com. And this morning on this beautiful Aloha Friday via Zoom on our Kapa Facebook. Mahalo nui to our Kapa Cafe sponsor, Brian Fujikawa and the gang at Kona Grill House. You can call for their daily specials at 323-3512. We've been talking about it all week this week on Kapa Hawaiian FM and honoring the voice of the recently late Kaulana Pakele. Today on Kapa Hawaiian FM, we have a special remembering of Kaulana with special friends, and we get to talk story with them. And you'll see, you can see the faces today on my screen of the amazing men that are joining us today. And I'll let them introduce themselves, but I'm going to take it back. I'm just going to create the scenario here. Kaulana Pakele, Hilo Hawaiian was St. Joe. I'm going to let Graydon answer that one as we start with Graydon Kelly. Aloha, Graydon.
Aloha, mai kako, everyone. Yeah, you know, Kaulana started his education at St. Joseph, and for his own personal reasons, he decided to relocate to Hilo Hawaiian. Wasn't his choice actually, but you know, he went to Hilo Hawaiian, and you know, I can remember this guy kind of following me around and wanting to, and I really didn't know who Kaulana was at the time, but this all started in Polynesian music, and so you know, he had this desire to want to learn music, and you know, later on Tito can elaborate on you know, who Kaulana really was, right? Every time he had this desire to do something, he wanted to do it, yeah? The desire to want to have something, he wanted it, yeah? And he went and got it. And so he had this desire for music. And so, you know, he joined the Polynesian music class, and we started there. And I can remember seeing Kaulana with his ukulele. And at the time, groups like Kapena and you know, the Pendanus Club and the Mana'o Company were those groups that were out there. And you know, Kaulana had a thing about wanting to mimic the music to perfection. Kaulana, what I learned later in life is Kaulana was a perfectionist, and he wanted to make sure that everything sounded the way that he heard it as well too, you know. And so that's kind of where it started for us as music. And then we decided, because some friends wanted us to play for some of their parties, we decided to make a group. So, you know, Kaulana was on board. Tito, always being the shy one, wasn't really sure if he wanted to be a part, but you know, eventually we got him to do it. And when it came to, okay, what's the name of our group? It went from Malie to Ho'opili to finally settling with Ehukai. You know, and so, like I mentioned, 2 ukuleles, a bass, and a drum machine. That's how it all started, you know. And,
hey, Graydon, that picture that you showcased on Facebook, what year was that? That the real skinny picture, you know, the real skinny.
I was hoping you was asking about the other picture, but I want to say it was like 1989. I think I was a senior at the time, and they both were sophomores when this journey started for us, and creating this Ehukai. And I remember playing for a lot of the parties. Like I mentioned, we didn't get paid a lot, but we ate good after the gig, you know. And you know, I found out that Kaulana was a natural on stage. You know, he could entertain, he could sing, he could make you laugh and cry at the same time, you know. And I knew that this is something that he had a passion to want to do, you know. And so, you know, fast forward a little bit, like I said, Tito was always the shy one, and he decided that he wanted to do other things. And so Kaulana and I continued the musical venture, and we needed a couple more guys to join the group because we had been asked to do the county fair in Hilo. So I called my old-time friend. Today he's just old, but my old-time friend, Robert Toshkeloha. Robert was, or Tosh was, the guitar player for my dad for many of years. And so, I picked up the phone and called Tosh, and he was totally on board. And Tosh was the one that actually called Gilman Kahai to come and join us. So that was kind of our first gig together at the county fair. And then it just kind of blossomed from there, And then, I had it was a hard decision for me, but I decided that I was gonna relocate to Oahu and join some really good friends from Lanai, a group called Hawaiian Time. And I was so proud of Kaulana that he wanted to continue music. And so fast forward, brought on some other brothers, but I kind of wanted to give Tito some time to kind of talk about his experience when we first started the group. So kind of want to just tag to Tito.
Mahalo, Graydon. Tito.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for letting me be here with you guys today. I know it's a special day for all of us, sharing what we remember about cousin. It's been a tough couple of days. I actually ran away from work just a little while ago. So my bosses up here with you guys. But Kaulana, man, we started really young in Kilkaha. We kind of both were from outside of Kilkaha, but we got to stay at grandma's or uncles or aunties in Kilkaha. We started with camping with Uncle Don. He was the commissioner, and Dad, he was always the guy cleaning the beaches, and used to have illegal camping prior to camping. So it wasn't illegal to anyone, it was just families camping. But then Hawaiian Homes made permitting. But prior to that, we were camping, me, Kaulana, and the cousins, and there's a whole list of us. I'll give you the Kaulana, maybe the Kolohe side, because we all remembering the good stuff, but there's a lot of Kolohe stuff and fun stuff that came through my mind the day I got the call on Monday. But me and Kaulana, it started, the first memory I can remember is we had to clean a lot of fish every weekend. Pai, diving was our parents' thing. And the young guys we had to be by the kula and clean all the fish for the parents. And then everybody would come down to Pui Bay and enjoy the fish for the rest of the day. And this is coming from Papa Terry and Uncle Don. And then he was good in basketball. And then we were all good in football. Maybe fast forward a little bit. Football, that guy, he always loved the challenge. Well, it was music, football, basketball. In football, we'd always try to go for the way bigger guys. We're probably 5'5", 5'6", 5'7" in high school. But he had never shied away from any challenge. There's some names in football we used to try and go after. In Waikia, there was this bunch of guys. This one guy, Leroy Kanakunu, he was a really big guy in high school. And we would try and attack him. He was the biggest guy. Kaulana was always game. We never won the battle, but we won the end of the game. So in basketball, I know I never made it to the basketball team with Kaulana. But for basketball, he gonna have these stories with Paul, with Sean Malani, and with Wilmer and all the great basketball players. We actually won state championship our senior year, yeah. So that story is one day we're going to share with our classmates on that. The Koroi side, he had this orange Ranger on Kaulana. And the private school guys, they always had car coming into public school. Kaulana always cut school. I don't know if you guys remember, but he always cut school. And we would be like going to the second period, and you see the orange truck with 3 or 4 guys in the back, shocker. And we'd always wish we could cut school as much as he could, but private school, you already had a placement in the higher classes. I don't know how that got us all the way through, but he got through. That truck, I don't know how long it lasted, but Uncle Don bought him a brand new Ranger right around senior year, maybe right after senior year, a brand new Ranger, because the orange one got beaten up through high school. And I believe grading, me, probably Paul was the first guys getting coming in. Here we go on the next drop. Starting new memories on that one. See, I'm just trying to remember. I want to share one. This is, on the rough side. Kaulana, he wanted to be sometimes. I'm forgetting about the music. I'm sorry. I forget about the music. I want to share the stuff that I remember. There was these two bullies because he was from private school. This, the Wahinis would always call him up, and we was the public school guys. And one of the bullies in Hilo, he never went to school, but this guy Dale, he's one of the guys, and he would always mention Kaulana, calling his girlfriend now. But one night we went to Kole. Kaulana picked me and Billy Bess up, and we went to Kole looking for this guy. We didn't find him. We ended up coming back home maybe 11, 12 o'clock before curfew. They found us. They heard we was looking for, Kaulana was looking for him, and they found us. And you know what? We got out of the truck. He attacked us, and Kaulana won the battle. So he's probably 2-3 years older than us. Kaulana won the battle. I had to share that because I remember that we were maybe 10th, 11th grade at that time. Dale was out of high school, and that was one. Had another collateral damage was all of us, because we got into that. We was on the bad side of our Kaulana friends, and we were all friends in high school. But then now, the other bully wanted to have some of us now. Our good friend today, Dave Espinola, he heard about that, and he wanted some of Kaulana. And we couldn't sing our way out of this one. This one was a little bit more deep. So I think we ended up meeting at Keukaha Gym, and how man-to-man squash things, and they went at it, and we ended up paddling together after that. It was a good way that two men, two kane come together, get it over with, squash them, you win, you lose, I win, we all win. Then we started our career at Antimailis paddling at Wailani. That's where I first remember Kaulana getting his brand new ukulele from Uncle Don. It was the most beautiful Pegasus you could ever see. He might have had it for 3 or 4 years. That's how long that ukulele would last. I think 3 or 4 years. And then, we had to buy new ukuleles, both of us, to get on the scene. So back to the music side, I was very fortunate to be a part of the group with Kaulana and Graydon from the beginning. And we always wanted to play music with Graydon. Graydon was the person we looked up to. He recorded early. He was a superstar, Hawaii star. Well, what was it, Graydon? Super Kid. It was a
Super Kids, yeah.
Super Kid when I was really young. And then Kaulana was like, one day I'm going to play with Graydon. So it started before Sean Wow. He was like, I wanted to play with Graydon first. We ended up playing with Graydon. We started, and once Kaulana got his confidence, man, his voice was just so beautiful. And Graydon, Kaulana, and then I got used to singing with these two good guys and making some music. And I think when we auditioned for Hilo Hawaiian, I think I got a little shocked and scared that it was going to be a career from here. And that's when everybody else came into the picture, because I could see how talented Graydon and Kaulana and we were, but I got shocked, and I missed the boat, but I still was in the background with you guys. And then we, everybody else, we got into the music scene, and on our own, we made music elsewhere. But yeah, thank you for letting me share some of my memories with Kaulana. I'll maybe pass it on to Jazz or Kihei.
Mahalo, Tito.
Guys.
Mahalo, Tito. Kihei. Kihei, now you are Pana Eva.
Yeah.
but now relocated. Tell us a little bit about your first meeting of Kaulana.
Well, I was thinking about that a lot, and I cannot exactly remember the first time I met Kaulana, but I do. But the memories I have was that, and it's kind of hinted to what Graydon and Tito had to say was about just really about sorry, hang on, was really about that fire he had in him. Like he always was driven. Like he had something on his mind, and he wasn't okay with being too settling for what other people expected of him. He had an idea and a vision, and he would push that thing, and he'd push that. And I feel like looking at him now, moving forward in where he got to as a father, it was interesting to see how he felt. Like I felt like he felt satisfied. Like he wasn't. He always had that sense of like wanting to be something more, push himself, push limits, and not only himself. Like his, to me personally, Hilo High would have 91 don't get that championship if Kaulana wasn't on that team, because he always was pushing guys. He's pushing Paul's buttons, pushing Sean's buttons, and not the kind where he just was saying like, let's go, like that attitude that saying we belong there. We belong there. The small town homestead boys from this community is like we get, there's no reason why we cannot be the best. And that kind of attitude, I gotta admit, from me, kind of an outside watching in kind of perspective, being around people like Graydon. I can remember, like, I older than them, but I used to always be enamored with Graydon and everybody's sense of like, I'm gonna grab that instrument as soon as I can, and I'm gonna fight for not let them go, and I'm gonna just play music as much as I can. And that kind of like desire and self-confidence or self-drive maybe was so inspiring to me. I honestly feel like that's a part of what allowed me to become and do what I want to do with what I've been doing today. And I just want to mahalo all the people on this Zoom chat, because all you guys was inspirational and influential in that. But going back to Kaulana, the first time I met him was really about true with all the crew, basketball, UH Hilo time when everybody, Daniel just grad, I was at UH Hilo, kind of knew each other, but not really knowing, but that's when we bonded, was at college, because it was so funny, yeah? Like Friday, oh, what you gonna do with yourself? Oh, go college, go get a higher education, go learn how to be an adult. We never realized that all our parents were sending us to the greatest, most cost affordable nightclub you could ever find on the weekends, which is UH Hilo. And Kaulana ended up with somehow, somewhere. Right. So, and I told my dad was going, oh, you got to go college if you like be something. I said, oh, okay. Next thing you know, I was like, wow, get free beer, get free free relationships with like people just kind of hanging out. Almost like, it was like a club in every dorm. Was like going and partying, and all the Kill Cowboys would come up and represent and let all the outer islander people know that this is Hilo first, and then UH Hilo second. And that I used to appreciate that. And you would find Kaulana would be sliding in and slipping in with the Kalavaias and other brothers over there jamming. He'd be finding a way to get in and get the music rolling, and being a part of that. And it really was inspiring to me and exciting to me to watch Kaulana, and just watching him push everybody. Like it wasn't only about pushing himself, but he would push us all to be better. And I didn't really understand that until I was just processing that this week about what I'm gonna miss the most about Kaulana. But I think for me, like as a community of people, it's gonna take a while for us to recover from not having that in our lives. Not kind of knowing like Kaulana come on the radio, and it just makes me think like, okay, bro, what do I want to do next with music? What do I want to do? How do I want to get better? Like and stuff like that. But through it all, what I saw with Kaulana when Earl, one of my fondest memories is me, Earl, Mark, and Kaulana and his family. Our families got together at the what is that? What was that restaurant Earl was in out there at last year? Was it CPK?
Yeah, it was in Kapolei. Shoot, forget what the name was.
Cheesecake Factory. And it was the most funnest thing because it was fun hanging out with Kaulana. And it really was a different kind of Kaulana. It wasn't like he lost the energy was all there, the thought, but it was like this sense. You could just see he was on this sense of like on a vibe of like just being happy, proud of his kids, proud of his accomplishments. All of that. We all went go roll out to his new homestead house he got that I knew he worked really hard for it to get that going, to get his home. And he invited us into his home, and he was so excited to share his home with us and to show what he got. And, you know, with his big screen TV that he installed LED lights around, he was flipping out, hey, check out my LED lights, you know, around the TV. And he forced my wife to sit on his recliner chair and kick her legs up, you know, like, feel that's comfortable. Huh? Like, he was so excited about finding that sense of like establishing his home, his roots and that stuff. And I just really gonna miss that. And knowing where he started to where he came to was like, wow, this guy is the guy to take notes from, in a way, of how you can grow into what you want to become.
So Kihei, can I just ask you a question then? So are you confirming that Kaulana Pakele was never a student at UH Hilo? I'm hearing you say he was not a student. He slid in?
He was honorary doctorate.
Yeah, there's a clause somewhere in there.
Like, Kaulana get one degree written on a napkin somewhere.
Yeah, at Montserrat.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
I just wanted to show you that TV Key is talking about. There it is. That's the big screen TV right there.
Yeah.
Look like he took down the LED lights, but the TV's still there.
No, I think the LED. No, the LED lights is an old TV. We got a new one.
Oh, they're an upgrade, according to the family.
You know why?
Yeah.
I was watching too much hours on the TV of practicing.
Yeah.
For my now company gigs, like, oh man, I gotta change my moves, you know, kind of. But he was the best entertainer. Like, I swear, if I want kids to learn how to be entertaining on stage and engaging, you gotta watch footage of Kaulana Pakele. He just was always live and in action. And I'm gonna miss that about him.
Mahalo Kihei. Mahalo Kihei.
Oh, sorry.
Mahalo. Graydon, Graydon, aloha to the Ohanaya, being that you're standing right there and sharing with them what we're doing today. And that we'll be sure to make sure we have a copy of everything to them. Yep. Aloha, everybody. Hi, Lisa.
Hi. Hi, babe. Thank you.
Hey, no sloppy crying now.
Oh, hey, Lisa. No, you know what's funny? We was talking about UH Hilo. Now, Lisa was a college student. She was a real college student.
Enrolled.
Because Lisa and I were in the same class, so I know Lisa graduated. Right, Lisa?
Even if we went out late and we came home like 5 o'clock in the morning,
we did, girl. We made that 8 o'clock Papa Olelo Hawaii, girl.
Yeah. And I'm gonna search through this house, look for the napkin and the actual degree, what it should look like. So Kaulana's degree and Lisa's degree, I'm gonna find it while I'm here. Yeah.
Thank you, Graydon.
Kaulana and Lisa's degree. Yeah. They're sharing the one pala pala.
Awesome, mahalo. So, you know, we talk about Hilo High School, the beginning of Ehukai. Tito mentioned Hilo Hawaiian Hotel. All right, so we're at the Hilo Hawaiian Hotel. Tosh, tell us a little bit about when you got. Well, first you got the call to join them at the county fair.
Yeah, that was our first. Yeah, we Graydon and Kaulana just asked, hey, you guys like play? So we just got together thinking, yeah, sure, let's go play. So we got together through a fast, maybe 1 hour practice was right before the county fair. Through a 1 hour practice, went on stage, and you know, somehow you get the feeling like, hey, this is gonna work. Yeah, so we played, the people reacted really well. And we all knew something's happening with this. This is gonna work, we should continue. So that's what happened. We just, after the county fair, we decided, hey, let's keep playing. You know, people reacting to what's going on. And truly, I knew what Kaulana had. Yeah, just started, when I started singing with him and we started playing, I knew this boy get talent. He just gotta get out there. Yeah, he just gotta show his talent. So we decided
Hey, Tosh, real quick. Speaking of talent, I just want to introduce the people that are sitting with
you.
Could you please introduce them, speaking of talent?
Yes. Okay, this next to me, I have Kaulana's first cousin, Brother Sole.
Hello, guys.
Aloha Sole.
Next to him, I have my son that we entertain, Roland.
Aloha Roland.
And in the back me is my grandson who also entertains, Jordan.
Aloha Jordan. Awesome.
Yeah. So, you know, like I said, when we started playing, I knew this boy had talent. So why not continue it? Yeah, so we did. We started playing more and things started happening. But then Graydon decided, like, as he said, he decided to move. Yeah, and we felt like, oh no. Yeah, you know, when something missing, it's not going to work. So Kaulana called on Brother Earl. Earl stepped in and it worked again. So that's how it continued. We just kept playing and playing, people reacting. And I always, you know, I was the oldest, yeah. And I always told them, you know, we got to play from the heart. Don't forget where we came from. Yeah. And it's going to work. So we just kept playing. Don't forget, no, that was my job, just like in the band. I just had to tell them, don't forget where we came from now. People know if they don't come to see us, we know we're nothing. So we just kept playing and playing, and things started working out. Yeah, what I like to say that the most thing when we used to play gigs, the most thing I ever remembered about Kaulana was every gig we played. When we went home, every gig now, remember guys, he forgot his ukulele at all the gigs. Every gig. So when we went next weekend, we played, hey Kaulana, where your ukulele? Oh, and we all knew. So it became a part where after we played this weekend, if we played next weekend, the band went go look for his ukulele. So we don't say nothing until we get to the gig and we tell, hey Kaulana, where your ukulele? And then, oh my God. And then we bust them out. Here you go. Yeah, you know, but that was Kaulana, yeah. Yeah, he was just that way. And we enjoyed it. It wasn't like, oh no, we never got mad about anything. The feeling among all the group, it's not gonna work if you cannot work together, yeah. So everybody worked together. No matter, you know, we had some bad times, but it was more good times. Yeah. Everybody go through bad times, but we had a lot of good time, man. You know, and we traveled, we played, we enjoyed everything we do. And I always told the band, hey, enjoy what you have, yeah. It's not gonna last as long as you think. Just enjoy everything that you do. So, you know, when Kaulana decided to leave the band, it was all fine. The band was like, hey, that's your dream, go. Yeah. We was never like, oh no, now what? Was never that way. It was always, yeah, go Kaulana, go and do what you gotta do. And the band just kept playing. People still, you know, everybody went out on their own, played.
So Tosh, this is early 90s, Tosh, right? Early 90s?
Yep.
Early 90s. Early 90s. Brandon, how old you was in the early 90s? Brandon.
I was the kind, I was sitting outside the bar looking through the window.
I was there with you.
Yeah. And all these boys was there.
So all you guys watching?
Yeah, sitting outside. My daughter.
Jordan wasn't even thought of yet.
Jordan wasn't even thought about. Yeah. So everybody was outside sitting, watching. Yeah. But that's what it was all about, having fun. Yeah.
Awesome, Tosh. Now, Slim, hold on real quick. So did you hang on to that ukulele, or were you his bodyguard, or
no, were you everybody knew. Every time, as soon as we finished the gig, we knew to contact the party. Hey, did Kaulana leave his ukulele? Sure enough. And nobody took the ukulele. They all knew Kaulana's ukulele. And one time we played in Kohala. He left his ukulele in Kohala. They brought it to Hilo for us. They knew it was Kaulana's ukulele. They brought it to Hilo, gave it to one of the members. So we knew, we held it and went to the gig and told, hey, Kaulana, where your ukulele? He said, oh, I left it in Kohala. But people knew. They brought them to us, yeah? So
I want to also add that it was the same with his shirt.
Yeah.
Like he would tell us what shirt we were gonna bring, what we were gonna wear, and then he would show up with the wrong shirt or shirt. So we would have to switch uniform, or I think Tosh always had extra or something.
Right. But you know, all in all, we all had fun. Yeah. Everybody went on to do what they had to do in music, which was good. So, you know, for Hawaii, it's a big loss. Yeah. For our island, big loss. But we just have to smile and move on. Kaulana would like that, yeah, from us. Just smile.
Yeah.
Everybody
You know,
continue.
I wanted to elaborate on what Tosh had said when we first got together. That's true. We only did one practice right before the county fair, you know, and I think we all got off the stage thinking, wow, there's something magical about tonight that we can continue to do. Yeah. And I wanna say that I think Polynesians, right, here in Hawaii, I think we're the only kind of people that can actually get together and make magic, right? You know, other places in the world, you got these professional musicians that they take they need hours and hours and hours of practice to perfect that sound they're looking for. You know, in Hawaii, it's, you know, let's just get together and see what happens, you know, and that's how Kaulana was. I mean, when he got together with anybody, any group he got together, right? Magic happened with Kaulana, you know, and that's just like what Kihe was saying, right? He was pushing all of us to be better, you know, and Kaulana would always say, fast forward years when he started to sing with Manao and Danny guys, you know, he'd be on stage and, you know, if he wanted me to come and sing and impose on me to sing, he would always say, before I would get on stage, you know, I just want to bring my good brother up, and this is the guy who taught me music, who got me started in music. And, you know, I mean, that's not true, honestly. Kaulana had this gift that I saw a long time ago. Yeah, I was just that guy to help him and Tyron to tear those walls down. That, you know, I mean, I was young myself too, you know, and I started at a very young age. And, you know, I needed somebody to help me tear those walls down, you know. My father, Tosh, I mean, you know, being in their band at such a young age, you know, I looked up to them. You know, these were, to me, quote unquote, the musical hammers, what we call today, during my time, you know. And so I needed somebody to groom me to tear those walls down. And really, all I was for Kaulana is that battering ram to tear those walls down. And once those walls were teared down, Kaulana had no limits. And like I said, you know, he could make magic with anybody and everybody, you know. And I just saw a video recently. He was sitting, he was asked to do a song, Hawaiian song, somebody was gonna dance, and the girl told him, you know, I can dance anything. And, you know, unfortunately the song that he chose, she didn't know, but, you know, that too, right? We just kind of make it up, right? So what happened was, what I find out is, Kaulana was playing an ukulele, which was one toy ukulele, you know, that belonged to her daughter. But that's just the kind of guy he was, you know. He'd make music, you know, with anything, whatever he could. I mean, plastic spoons, he would probably make music with too, as well too. But, you know, that's just who we are as people, right? We're so talented, and I say this humbly, is that our people are so talented that whenever we get together and get on stage, we make magic happen. And Kaulana was definitely magic.
Yeah, and you know, Kahea, take us back to when we started Hilo Hawaiian. It was me, Earl, Gil, Kaulana. We started playing, then Graydon left, and then we started using drum machine. And then we seen this boy on the bar drinking. He came in from the mainland. He's a meat cutter at Safeway. That's how we met Jesse J. He was sitting on the bar, and he came up after we was done and said, "Hey guys, I play drums." You know, and you know, locals, it's like, you what? I play drums, and he started explaining where I came from, and that's how we met Jesse J. He was a meat cutter, and he was staying at Hilo Hawaiian, right, Jazz?
So Jazz, tell us a little bit about that, because I want to, after you, when they ask you, or you guys are connecting to be in the band, how did that go? Because you're from the mainland, so people got to know you're from the mainland. This is a different vibe.
So I moved here in '93, and I'm here to fix Safeways is what my job was, and run meat departments and whatnot. And but when I was in the mainland, I had a failed album release, and I was doing music over there, and it was just at a time where people of our color weren't doing anything there yet, so when I moved to Hawaii, it was kind of like, okay, I'm not going to do music, I'm just going to concentrate on work, and then while they put me up at the Hilo Hawaiian. And so mind you, while I'm driving through town, it's a big culture shock. Although some island music was played at my house, C&K, things like that, Hawaiian music wasn't played at my house in the mainland. A lot of the culture was around, but no Hawaiian music. So as I'm driving, I'm kind of going crazy, going, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to hear Dr. Dre anymore, and blah, 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 while I'm driving. And so I was longing for, music. And so when I'm at the bar one night, because, I stayed there for the weekend, finally the weekend comes, and I go downstairs, and there's a band singing, and, kind of playing island music songs I've never heard in my life. And so I'm kind of drinking, and then I think it was Easy Like Sunday Morning. Kaulana starts singing Easy Like Sunday Morning. And it made me go, wow, like this cat can sing. So I had a few drinks, so I don't exactly remember what the conversation was as far as when we met. But I do remember hanging out with them. And then I think the following week, I hung out with Kaulana a little bit. And Kaulana took me to college. Which I thought he was attending, so I thought he was a student. Come to find out, no, he wasn't a student.
So Jazz, quick. So Jazz joins the band. He joins the band. I'm not sure how long that happened. It takes.
I think I joined up like maybe a couple of weeks, right? And what was funny is this seems to be the trend with Ehukai. Was my first gig was at the county fair. We had practiced on Thursday and went over and played. I'd never played island music before. I only knew like some, and I wasn't a long time drummer either. I was just learning. And I remember Kaulana after the gig sending me home with cassette tapes. And he gave me a Manao Company tape, a Third World tape, and I think a Kapena tape. And he says, "Brah, just try learn this stuff." And so I sat in my, my little in-law that I lived in Pahoa, and I tried to play along with these tracks and try to learn how to play local music. And then when we got the gig at Hilo Hawaiian, that's where, that was like, we played Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I think, at Hilo Hawaiian. Like, it was almost a full-time job for us over there. And so, I think we, especially me, gained a lot of chops playing there. And it was just, man, the Hilo Hawaiian was a crazy thing, from going to, I think the Waiole Lounge maybe held like 75 people. And then, the college guys start coming in. Next thing you know, it's like, oh, open the doors, we're over, we get over capacity. Then the liquor commission comes, so they got to make adjustments and open up the back and this and that. And then after about maybe 6 months, I think, that's when Francis decided they was going to throw us in the Mokuola ballroom. And the first night we opened up, line out the door. Saturday, line out the door, same amount of people. People would throw concerts at the Hilo Hawaiian, and we would play after. The concert would be empty, and then towards the end of the concert, there's a line outside for coming and see us. It was crazy. It was he was waitressing.
Yeah, so let's talk about that for a minute. So Kaulana is, I know Kaulana from college, of course, and he would bring his ukulele to campus. However, getting back to the Waiole Lounge, student, full-time, got a cocktail at night to make some money. And Slim, I don't know how much you've invested into my college career, but I have to personally thank you for all of your donations to my to attaining my bachelor's degree. So anyways, Kihei, you're gonna get cracks pretty soon. So I'm a waitress there, cocktailing at night, And I know Kaulana and the boys are gonna sing. Jazz is just joining, I guess. Kaulana pulls me on the side one evening as they're setting up. You guys are setting up, and he says, "Oh, sister, I want to introduce you to our new one of our new bandmates. This is Jason." And I remember standing there looking at him like, I don't say hi, because he looking at me like this. And I'm looking, this is my first impression. This is the first impression I ever met Jazzy J, Jason J. I was like, who the hell does this guy think he is? So I started giggling because I was like, oh yeah, oh look how this cracker making from the mainland. So I never made it a point when I was cocktailing to give drinks to the drummer. I gave drinks to everybody else but that drummer, because until he make nice to me, he not getting drinks. So that was Kaulana who introduced me to his drummer, who I couldn't stand. And I won't bring up the downstairs Mokola ballroom when had fights and the drummer would come flying off the drum set to be a part of security. Like, I didn't know that was his job. Right, Ken? I didn't know that was his job. Was that his job? Because I thought you was security.
Yeah, I was, but Jazz. Actually, when he auditioned for the band, I told him, I don't know about this guy. I don't think he's gonna last too long. He looked like he's gonna jail pretty soon. Hey, he proved me wrong. He fit right in.
Hey, and not only did I prove you wrong, bartender lady, what's that?
Hey,
5-year-old running around now.
You won the grand prize. You won the grand prize, Jazz. You won the grand prize.
Anyway, Jazz, in behalf of me and my ohana, thank you very, very much for having this. Yeah, it's something that we really had to do, no? And I don't know. I think my boys get some stuff to say, something small.
Hi, Sole.
Hey, hi guys. Appreciate this, what you guys doing. This is awesome. It is definitely a hard time for everybody in the music industry and family all over. Some things that I do remember starting with Kaulana is like when we used to go up Uncle Don them house, Kaulana always used to leave his ukulele laying around in the back parlor side. Yeah, so. And I used to grab him and I used to play with him, and I had no idea what I was doing with it. But he always used to come around and look at me and say, he used to yell at me, "Hey, no touch my ukulele, put it away." And not knowing years down the road that that's something I was going to get my fingers into too. So, but fast forwarding onto times like in this past couple years actually, with him giving me calls, coming back to Big Island to sit in and jam with him and Graydon, some occasional gigs. That was really fun. That was a real good blessing and treasure for me because I always looked up to Kaulana about music. When you guys was with Ehukai, me and Wailao, we used to sneak out of the house, borrow Uncle Buddy guy's car. We had no license. We was driving one van that never had one windshield. Using snorkel glasses for drive, making our way, and we used to watch these guys, and we always did admire the music that they played, and and here we are today, to follow something like that from Big Island is something to hold high because to me, I feel Big Island has a lot of great talent. And there's a lot of heart in it. Majority of them is all humble guys, and not many people would step up to take that the way how Kaulana and many other greats have done from Big Island. But I'd like to just say thank you for doing this. This is awesome.
For me, just I grew up watching you guys. Ehukai was like, just because it was my dad, it was like, for me, I always wanted to be like Kaulana. That was my dream. Like I would listen to him sing. He would bring these mainland songs, sing it our way. I was like, oh, that's what I want to do. So I never got to go into the bar. I was always too young. So I always had to be on the outside watching it. It always had the echo sound. But man, I appreciated it every time. Every time they would have practice, I would be outside there. Even when I was supposed to go sleep, I was still outside there listening. sneaking, watching, always looking at his hands. What chord was that? When they're not watching, sneaking on the side, trying to play. But I think my fondest memory is, yeah, I've had his ukulele a couple times because I grabbed it for the gig. So I just remember giving it to my dad and be like, Dad, it's Kaulana's ukulele. And he would only laugh. But thank you. Yeah, it's just a hard one to swallow for me.
And also, my grandson, he wasn't born, but he plays music now and he listens to the music. And
Yeah,
Hi, Jordan.
Hi. I grew up on all of this music and Ehukai to Take Me Back. No, that was, bro, talk about Take Me Back. I never know my Uncle Kaulana that well. Yeah, he lives in Oahu. I never get to know him that well, but I can see how much he meant to my family, how much he meant to dad, to Papa, and to Uncle, and everybody else in my family, and all these uncles on the screens, how much they meant to him in the music industry. And yeah, I didn't know him well, but it kind of hits me in the heart still yet, because like, yeah, I look up to all these people. I look up to these guys. I look up to everybody on the screen, and they looked up to Uncle Colin, so I know how much that meant to everybody.
Jordan, what was your favorite song? If Uncle Kaulana was playing a song or an Ehukai song you're hearing, what was your favorite? If you could pick one. If you could pick one, because you can actually play it now, right? On your
Yeah. Actually, I remember Manao Company played the Crown Room one time.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Kaulana was playing. So. Yeah. I think I was waitressing. Waitressing. Boss boying. Okay. Same thing. Sorry. I was busboying at the Crown Room when Manao Company was playing, and I grew up on that song, ALOHA. Oh, that is probably the song.
Awesome.
I think so.
Awesome. Thank you, Jordan.
Anyway, we like to say, Antilani, Lisa, God bless. You know, we all here family. You guys need anything, give us a call. Okay, guys, thank you.
Mahalo, Tosh. Mahalo, Nui. Hey, Brandon. Hey, Brandon. I just wanted to give Brandon a chance to say something. Brandon, I know that you were probably still outside or either watching through the window or you were either carrying somebody's ukulele because you were so young.
Well, you know, I mean, I just being here, and I'm very honored to be a part of this, and you know, I'm just very thankful to be from Hawaii Island, especially Hilo, because you know our musicians. I'm a little bit younger than everybody here, you know, the guys except for Jordan and Roland, but I am very thankful that I grew up where I grew up, because we have such a great community of musicians and people who definitely are willing to share and help the younger guys, which all of these guys did, you know. And I mean, I remember like, oh, just being excited, like, oh, Graydon knows my name, you know, that type of thing. But it was just amazing to me, you know, to grow up in that. And now, you know, with the passing of Kaulana, there's so many things that we can be thankful for, you know. And I was laughing because I know Hilo Hawaiian, every musician in Hilo went through Hilo Hawaiian, yeah. And Jazz had written this thing about the buffet at Hilo Hawaiian. You can eat after, yeah. But I was always wondering, like, how come we can eat after a gig, but we can't eat the meat? And was Ehukai, because Ehukai would clean out the meat and then they would make them off limits, you know. So that was the revelation. But you know, Kaulana was just one of those guys. Like he knew what he wanted and he grabbed it. He worked hard for it. And I remember the first gig that I saw him in, it was before Live a Little Aloha, the album. It was when they first started with him and Danny and Johnny B over at Kona Airport. I was running sound, or I was the apprentice sound man. And Kaulana had borrowed this ukulele. I guess he lost his, but he borrowed this ukulele and never had pickup. And he opened off the bag. He's like, "Oh, hey, no more pickup." So we said, "Okay, we're gonna mic him." So, you know, he fronted this reggae set with one mic'd ukulele and just killed it. You know, that was the first time I saw him with Manao Company, and you know, even up to the last couple of times I seen him and encountered him, you know, I got a chance. He would come down to the burger joint. One Merry Monarch. This is a story about Kaulana's drive. Yeah. So one Merry Monarch, Graydon brings him in, and you know, we throw this party every Friday night at the burger joint when we do have Merry Monarch, and so happened that Graydon brings in Kaulana, and you know, we do this rotating thing, and so I call Graydon, of course, and Graydon brings up Kaulana, and then they just kill a couple of songs, and then they go back and sit down, and then I had Randy Lorenzo coming up to play with us, and I mean, Kaulana just sat down. So Randy starts playing Kiawaiian, and Kaulana comes up to me, and I just grabbed my guitar, and he goes, "Oh, Bran, I can borrow your guitar." I was like, "Oh yeah, shoot, bro." I mean, you know, and you know, so he jams Kiawaiian with Randy, and he sings the harmony like to the T, just kills it. And after he tells me, he apologizes. He goes, "Oh, Bran, you know, sorry, but I wanted to always sing that song with Randy." But you know, that's the thing. Like I appreciate a guy like that knows what he wants, and you know, is respectfully works to get it. You know, and you know, I just want to thank all of you. You know, for the music that you guys have made and inspired, and you know, I mean, we, you know, as I'm entering uncle status, you know, it's like we had good uncles and older cousins and brothers that really showed us how to act and how to behave and how to teach the next generation. So mahalo to you guys.
Mahalo,
Kaya,
Brandon. Mahalo nui.
you know, one thing I like to say, one thing about Kaulana, through all what he's been through, yeah, wherever, you know, through all his endeavors, he never forget where he came from, yeah. Every time you see him come in, he was always with aloha. Always went up to all the boys, the aunties, and said hi. So you know, the boy had it. He knew where the music had to come from. Yeah, he never forgot where he came from. Yeah.
Mahalo.
Well, I think the masses, you know, a lot of people in the state of Hawaii have seen Kaulana as, you know, fronting Manao Company over the last several years. But like us guys in Hilo, we've been very, very fortunate to see him play with the childhood friends. And to me, that's where Kaulana really, really shined. You know, playing with people that he played with all his life. And I mean, that was some of the, even if only had, you know, guys passed out and, you know, 5 guys really listening, it didn't matter. Like, he would give it his all, and that's where the music was really, really beautiful for me to see him with his childhood friends. And he you know, he still would play with everybody, you know, and that's huge, you know.
Mahalo, Brandon. Hey, Earl, you know, you were there in an integral part, and you've been so quiet this morning. I just wanted to a highlight of a moment that, you know, when you got the call about Kaulana, just like Tito was saying, just like some of our other brothers have said today, what was that first memory that came to mind?
Aloha, Mike Ako. Mahalo kaya Jazz for putting this on. Brothers, sisters, just great to see you guys. Reminiscing some nice times in my mind. You know, the first thing that came to mind, well, of course, shock, and still in shock. But I thought, reminiscing, okay, met Kaulana. Actually, he's younger than I am. I was a student at UH Hilo, and he was on the premises at time, yeah, and allegedly to be seen with my brother Mark Kalavaya playing music. And so actually I met Kaulana through Mark, and I remember doing a couple of gigs. So they're all kind of bunched up together as, I would say, maybe episodes. Might be the best way to to describe it. You know, one was Hilo Hawaii's, I think, May Day, and rehearsing, and that being an absolute interesting experience. Then another piece, we had a band called Hokipa in college. Me, Mark, and this guy John Paulos, and his other brother Uncle Bert Phillips from Waimea. So we're playing in Waimea, and Kaulana and his buddy goes to, and I think he just got out of high school. He comes in, watches us play at the bar, Cattleman's, and I think the statute of limitations passed already, so we can talk about this. And so, and so he comes to the bar and enjoying the music, just loving it. We call him up to sing, and then at some point there's a ruckus, and guess who's at the center of it? And so, allegedly, alcohol is not supposed to be brought in from the parking lot. And so fast forward a few years, you know, Kaulana calls me, hey, Graydon left for Oahu. Can you fill in bass? Sure. So like many of us, on a Thursday night at Tosh's house, just before a gig, I got to rehearse with the guys, had a lot of fun. And for most of the time, I was just kind of the replacement bass player and the ukulele picker-upper after Kaulana. And so that was my role, and I was happy with it, you know. And so we had some, like Tosh and the guys had mentioned, it's some great experiences at Hilo Hawaiian, Waiole Lounge, some crazy times where our frontal cortexes weren't quite established and developed yet, yeah. And so made for great memories. And so that's my biggest piece, is just some unbelievable incidences with brother. And again, like he was saying, what a drive for music, perfection. Another memory I have is constantly watching a VHS recording of Mana'o Company Hot Hawaiian Nights over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And so, you know, you definitely saw the commitment to his craft, and it's blossomed, and definitely has encouraged us, even aside from Ehukai and his music with Mana'o Company. You know, he would do some stuff with Mark's band, Hawaiian Project on Maui, and a good friend of ours in Waimea, Colin Spencer, cousin Brian Haya, Gilbert E. Mata, Ivan Yadao, Brian Funai. And I'm gonna miss, really what I'm gonna miss is the rehearsals for every band that we've ever played, any jam session, whether it was down Panaeva at Kihei's place, up at Kula at Mark's house, or at Brian Funai's warehouse in Kahului on Maui, or in my garage. The rehearsals and just that magic, like what Graydon had said. Sorry for going on so long.
No, awesome, Earl. Thank you, you guys. You know, it was something. Oh yes, Jazz.
I have Gil trying to log on.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me check.
I just was gonna say about Gil. Yeah.
I don't see him. He's not.
He's trying. Maybe we can keep talking until he gets on or something. I wanted to share a little bit more.
Okay. Yeah, I was just gonna say something about Gil, because I don't think you know what Zoom is.
I know.
Gil knows.
Go ahead, Tosh.
Gil, I was just gonna say something for Gil, but if he's trying to log in, it's cool, because me and Jazz, we never know if he knew what Zoom was.
I just thought he goes, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. I send you the link now, bro. But one thing I wanted to share, and hopefully Gil gets on so we could let him talk. What I thought was, what I grew to love about the band was and what I thought made the sound was the characters involved in the play, I guess that you would say, the personalities, the the differences in opinions and in musical tastes and in talent abilities that kind of blended together to make this one sound. Like you could hear a group of musicians 10 times better than all of us play Molokai Slide. It'll never sound like our version. And it's not because of the way it's played by anybody else. It's because it took this particular chemistry to make that sound. And I think that it was a blend of, like I said, you know, Kaulana was that big voice, that entertainer, that young energy up front. You know, me on drums. You had, to me, Tosh was kind of like our library of traditional Hawaiian music. You know, he knew all the songs, and we were always going to stay on point with Hawaiian music because we had Tosh. Gil was our rock and roll guy. Gil was the one who did the blues licks, who did the rock and roll stuff, and Gil was the comedic element to the band. Gil would open up his mouth and say things that would just have you just floored. And that was a big thing with those long hours that we would play at Hilo Hawaiian. You know, we didn't just play music. There was a bunch of, you know, just talk on stage, just kind of banter that went on, that I think that was a big part of the entertainment. There he is! He's almost there.
Okay, almost there, Jace.
Hey! Okay, fix your...
You see me?
You just got to turn on your camera, bro. We can hear you.
Okay, hang on. Let me turn on my camera. I need to turn on the camera.
I'm not sure. Let me see.
Gil, I just asked you to put on your camera, so you could just click that link, and you should be able to just it'll allow you to get on.
Sometime today. Yeah,
You know what? The other thing was about Earl, regarding Earl, what I wanted to share was, you know, we all had, Earl was always quiet, but Earl was always the one with the logical plan or explanation. So no matter...
That's why he has a degree.
Right. So no matter what Tosh had to say, what I had to say, what anybody had to say, it kind of boiled down to, okay, well, let's kind of check. What you think? Because he was the more rational one in the band. So it was kind of like, okay, we got to wait. Let's see what Earl has to say first. At least that's what I always say. When Earl gives the final okay, then I think we're good to go. Gil, you okay, man?
Yeah. I just I don't know where the link is. I just trying to
go to the bottom of your screen to the left. Are you on a computer or a cell phone?
Android.
What's a computer?
Yeah, you know, I want to say that that's why Kaulana and Gil were so close, is because they function the same way. Yeah. As Gilman is trying to get onto Zoom, to Gilman, Zoom means drive-by shooting or something, you know. So he's still trying to figure out what this Zoom thing is, and now you're asking him to turn on.
It is, yeah. Hey. He is in the building.
Greeting. Wait. Greeting said something nice to me, or what?
Mr. Kahai, welcome, man. Ladies and gentlemen, original electric guitar player for Ehukai, Mr. Gilman Kahai.
Hello, everybody. Yay.
Gil, we were just explaining.
Hey, Jason, you haven't changed, bro. You
were the comedic element.
Yes. But I'd like to say something, bro. You're looking good, man. You're looking the same. So my condolences to you, yeah? Hello?
Miss you, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, Gil.
Hey, is that Tosh?
Kaya.
They let you out of
That's enough. Take him off. Thanks. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, Tosh, you know, you look the same too, bro. And I don't need to follow anything with. All right, we get. Oh my goodness, you get the whole family over there. Right on, bro. Right on. Hey, Jace. Hey, there he is.
What's up?
Everybody over there. My goodness.
Gil, what is your when you heard the news, man? What's the first memories you had of you know?
You know what? When I just came home from work, apparently I got a text from my daughter. and she doesn't want to, put something forward unless it's confirmed. So she writes to me, she texts to me, I think Kaulana Pakele passed away. So I said, wow, that don't seem right. You know what I mean? Kaulana was a young man. Yeah, we won't get into the age, but yeah, it was just like I wasn't sure. Then I came home from work. Then my wife told me, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Then when I think I got a text from Tosh saying, oh, if you get a call, yeah, give me a call, shoot. That's word for word. So something coming from him out of the blue, it was just like, okay, something's up with this situation. And then all of a sudden, the Facebook started flooding up with this incident with Kaulana, and I said, okay, I just my heart just dropped. I said, you know what, I gotta reflect, and I gotta take this all in. And I'd never even had a chance to process anything, yeah, because he wasn't supposed to go at that young age, and all kinds of questions was coming to my head, and even the song Molokai Slide came into play. It was kind of strange, just trying to live what we did 20 some odd years ago, yeah. So and after that, I think Lisa came into mind, and just his family. It was just crazy. Then everybody else in the group came into mind, yeah. So yeah, it's a sobering thing, yeah. So I'm still trying to process things, but I was just blessed to know that I was be able to actually be part of something that this young man put forth, yeah, because like he had some dreams. All I did was strum that guitar, but it was good. It was just heartfelt, and then my kids, they kind of grew up on it too. Like their response was, um, Dad, and they started asking me, or they tried telling me, asking me questions that they never did before. Oh, how was, and was he here? And I had my sister, if you remember Jason, you there?
Yes, sir.
You remember that party we went to? You, me, Tosh, and Earl in Kaulana, all the way to Honolulu. We did a graduation party. This was like 25 years ago in one of the golf course on the windward side. My nephew graduated from St. Louis.
I remember that.
That party.
Yeah.
That was before Ehukai was more or less on the map. But I got a call from my sister. Dig this. My call from my sister, and she's asked me, "Hey, brother, did I pay you guys for that?" So she's asking me if she was concerned because all the media attention, according to the loss of Kaulana, then she just happened to want to call me and make sure she paid for that gig, and it was kind of strange. Everything falls in place the way they do, very strangely. But you know what? For me, I think
Yo,
we're all sending our PayPal links.
yeah, right. She can pay us if she wants to again. No worries.
Well, actually, she did pay me, so we're good. So if you guys got any requests, yeah, I'm sorry to say it's too late right now, yeah. Too late right now.
Yo, what was your we talk about and everybody that talks about the band talks about the Mokuola ballroom days, the Waiole lounge days. What are your fondest memories and crazy memories that you had at that time?
We're talking about upstairs, right?
Or both, man. Both were kind of crazy.
Yeah. I remember upstairs and downstairs. They were both kind of crazy. It was a crescendo of sorts, yeah. When we started upstairs, it was sort of medium. Then all of a sudden, we would go to gigs maybe a week or two later, and there's a line coming out of that door. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
There's a line coming out of the door, and says, "Wow, these guys are crazy. They coming to listen to us." Sure enough, man, everything fell into place. Ehukai caught like a Wi-Fi in Hilo, and as far as Mokuola room, it was Man, we every single night we played, we could write a book about. I remember one night, I think Kalana's dad got up on stage and he shared with the people there about his son. So nobody expected that. You guys recall the story where Don Pakele spoke about Kalana when Kalana was a young boy and he had to go to the toilet and stuff like that. And yeah, those things come into memory like clockwork for me. But that's the people itself made the group what it is. The local people in the island of Hilo is just kind of congregating. And you know what? I'm not gonna shortchange anybody, but Kalana is the one that pushed every time Kalana would be advertising or telling people in school, and that's pretty much where a lot of the public showed up with that is because Kalana did his legwork and he was the one that had the drive, and apparently he had some goals that I never had, but he set those goals and he kept following those goals and he kept going, and that's why we had a lot of questions on, hey, what this kid doing? You know what I mean? These guys, he gets, but I tell you something, he's the one that set the precedence as far as who was showing up at our gigs, and a lot of the kids, mostly college kids, came up to the gigs. And you guys got to back me up on this one. You had a lot of rookie cops showing up there and going and dancing, and a lot of them on the dance floor was packing at the time. You guys saw that part where a couple of cops had their guns in the back of their pants, and then there was an incident where somebody left a tumbler on a stage for tips, and I believe it tumbled over and cracked. And then I was trying to reach out and make sure nobody got hurt on that situation. But as far as Mokola, yeah, I always remember Mokola. It was good. Did I miss something with Torch? Did he get a chance to say anything?
Hi, everybody got to speak, Gil. We were just waiting for you to share your thoughts.
Oh, hey, where's brother Earl?
He's here too.
Earl's there?
Yep.
How's it, Gil? Aloha.
Love you in the box.
Right, you're looking good, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, yes, I'm sorry. I guess we all linking from different areas and stuff like that. By the way, I don't owe you money or anything, yeah.
Not yet. Not yet.
Well, now that you're talking about that money you just got.
Yeah, but that's what they call that's why they got social distancing, yeah.
Thanks, Gil.
In situations like this. Yeah.
Let's share some with Slim, because Slim was always there.
Who did not know Kaulana? From back in the day, we knew Kaulana. Coming to the dorm, of course, probably for Checo Kaya, but checking out Kaya, and he was with Visa. He kind of shadowed Mark for a while. I remember them two going into bedrooms together, alone, and doing some serious practicing. Running some licks on the guitar. Of course, with the ukulele. Mark was a master of the ukulele. He learned a lot from Mark too. Also graded. A lot of people was in Kaulana's life that he took all of this in, absorbed. One thing that you guys forgot to mention was, yes, he was an awesome player, but Kaulana was an awesome player of the people and the crowd. You could have a bunch of monsters on stage and Kaulana would still shine. That was his gift. You would know when Kaulana is there. He livened the crowd, he pumped the crowd, and like Brother Gil just said, he attracted the crowd, to come. And he was one of the lifelines of Ehukai. I was always a joker. I used to always crank him and stuff. But I just wanted to share something that came to me after he passed. In life, we have goals, and some people play sports, and by playing sports, some people want to be NBA stars, some people want to be NFL stars. I know for a fact, Kaulana wanted to be a part of Mana'o Company. I think that was one of his major goals in his life, to be a part of Mana'o Company, some band that he looked up to from when he was younger. And he actually achieved it in his lifetime. He achieved that goal. And as of lately, I think the second goal in Kaulana's life was standing beside his children on stage. You know, I can't even imagine what that must feel like, standing on stage, singing alongside your children. That's, I think, was Kaulana's second goal. And, you know, I just wanted to tell Kamale and stuff, your legacy, you know, his legacy, I'm sorry, will live on with your music. I posted something this morning on Facebook. Last time I was with Kaulana, we had a long talk, was up at the Mauna, you know, dealing with this TMT stuff, and Kaulana went onto the stage over there and played and asked his daughter Kamale to play. And of course, you know, me, the Joker, after the songs was over and stuff, I told Kamale, hey babe, I'm gonna tell you something. And she goes, yeah, uncle. I said, no, follow your father's footsteps because you're going farther than him. Trust me. And, you know, she laughed, and, you know, Lisa told her, oh, you know, Uncle Slim always gassed, you know, Dad. And I always gassed Dad. But that day we had a, you know, a very long talk, you know, heartfelt talk, you know. We didn't do that for a long time, you know, hugged each other, you know, kissed each other at the end, you know, saying we love you. And that was the last long talk I had with him. And I will never forget that. And, you know, I just want to let the family know that, you know, his music will live on and his blood flows in his children's veins. You know, you guys will always carry a part of his legacy with you. That's all I want to say. I love you guys.
Mahalo, Slim. You know, speaking of Ohana, Kihei, I'm going to tack on this for a little bit, and then Kihei, I'm going to take it to you. But we do have a GoFundMe that has been created for Kaulana's family. I am going to post that below this video for those that are watching that would like to give directly to Lisa and the children and his mo'opuna. We will put that GoFundMe link in the bottom of this video, and you can just click on that and the money goes straight to Malama, his family. Kihei, some closing thoughts.
Yeah, I just want to really quickly share that, and mahalo ka'ea for bringing it up, because I wanted to encourage us all to reach out through our networks and to support the family through the GoFundMe and things like that. To me, actually, it's been a great response from what I noticed, but they've reached their goal. But we don't want to just hit the goal. We want to do what Kaulana did. He always pushed for the higher thing. So I wanted to encourage everybody to push and give more for the family. You know, I wanted to express about Kaulana, right? Because when the name Kaulana means famous, and so if you wanted to look at that, yes, Kaulana achieved that. He became famous, but really when you look at the word Kaulana, it means it's about placing things on high, placing things elevated. And it's always what Kaulana did. He always pushed things to the top. And Kaulana was really the example. He was what allowed all of us on this Zoom today and all the other people we're sharing about. He brought the best of Hilo, Big Island, his family, his friends, his ohana, so that we all there. When Kaulana sang about our company, Graydon was there, Tito was there, Ehukai was there. All of that, of all he was a part of what we engaged with. Paulie, all the brothers, all those guys from that, Sean Malani guys, Graydon, Grant Buckley, all those guys from basketball to ohana to music. He brought all of us up there with him. He never went to any performance thinking that, this is about Kaulana Pakele. That was all. He always went there saying, I'm representing all the people that I was around and with, all his cousins and family. And I just wanted to say that that's what he made Kaulana mean. It didn't just mean famous. It meant that he put us all up high, even when he had his opportunities to show and share. And I wanted to just emphasize what Slim said, because his children, that was it. I could see it. Like, that's what I was saying in the beginning. Like, I could see how he wanted that essence of him to be his legacy for his kids. Not that he was Mana'o company or that. He wanted his kids to understand that we take our community and our families up high with us. Wherever we go, our families and our communities go with them. And Kaulana is a perfect example of that. And I just wanted to just say mahalo to all you folks, because you folks and me just a little bit help be a part of that through having some creative opportunities with him through music and just hanging out and hearing the stories, of where he was going in his dreams and vision. He's a big dreamer. He's a big big vision guy. And I just wanted to express that to everyone, that every time we hear his song, we got to know that we're all part of that with him. All of our energy is in his voice and through his spirit. And so I just want to say that. And we got to push to give to that family right now. Let's get beyond the goal. Let's break the goal. Let's push the goal up higher. Kaulana that goal. Mahalo.
Mahalo Kihei. On behalf of everyone on this call today, this was something very meaningful. When Jazz and I got the call and we had to do the show Tuesday morning, and we were trying to figure out how we were going to do this. And so mahalo from both of us and all of the people listening on Kapa Hawaiian FM that you guys have joined the call today. Like Kihei said, there's a GoFundMe link to support his family during this time of uncertainty. So we'll post that right below this video, and we ask you to share with your family and friends so that we can continue to love on Lisa and the kids. Jazz, on behalf of Kapa, any closing remarks from you in wrapping things up?
I just want to, this band has, on a personal note, this band has been the reason why I stayed in Hawaii. I was on my way home. I was about to dig, and then I met the band. Gave me a reason to stay, and I wouldn't be here. So thank you guys. Thanks Kaulana for letting me back this band up. Everybody in this band to this day, I still hold close in my heart. Graydon, I've always been to this day, I see him more than anybody. So thank you for that friendship, bro. But just thank you that anytime I reach out to any of you guys, man, it's like, it was like yesterday. You know what I mean?
Mahalo.
Everybody. Yeah.
Mahalo. And so today we thank each and every one of you, and we uplift the Ohana Pakele, his parents, Akutan, Tilani, Lisa, the kids, his mo'opuna. And we thank you guys for joining us today as we continue to honor the voice of Kaulana Pakele. Mahalo nui.